This towering monument is dedicated to the victims of one of the deadliest ever chemical gas attacks on civilians. On March 16, 1988, Saddam Hussein's warplanes flew over the Iraqi Kurdish city of Halabja, dropping mustard gas and lethal nerve agents. 30 years on, Ali Mahmoud Mohammed is still struggling to breathe. He needs to take oxygen and has never forgotten the terror of being gassed. Ali is among the thousands of survivors who desperately need better medical care. He's had several eye surgeries, and doctors say his lungs are only functioning at 30%. The emotional wounds are just as agonizing. The horror of that day was captured in this image of a father and infant struck down by gas. At the same spot now, life carries on. But that tragic sight is remembered with a statue outside Halabja's Memorial Museum. Inside, mannequins are used to recreate the shocking scenes. Some 5,000 lives were choked out in the gas attack. Most were women and children. It was part of a chemical bombing campaign against the Kurds, who were accused of being disloyal during the Iran-Iraq War in the 1980s. Kishwar Maloud gives tours at the museum. She's a survivor who's battled breast cancer, which she believes was caused by the chemicals. Despite concerns about contamination, Halabja has been rebuilt and its population is growing. The provincial health director says there's been no conclusive studies done on the lasting health impact of the chemical gas. But Dr. Hunar Jafar says that in general, rates of cancer and birth defects are higher here than in other regions of Iraq.
Chemical weapon causes genetic mutation, and mutations, any disease can happen during a genetic mutation.
16-year-old Azad Karaman Abdullah is one of more than 20 children born with birth defects after the Halabja attack. He's outgrowing the artificial legs donated by a South Korean charity, and there's nowhere in Kurdistan to get replacements. Azad's mother, Nashmil Nasrullah, survived the gas attack, but never imagined her future children could one day be affected too. The mustard gas that burned Lukman Abdul Qadir's eyes and killed 6 members of his family has also left a toxic legacy. Lukman no longer lives in this house, but 4 years ago, visiting chemical weapons experts advised him to seal off the basement. Kurdish authorities have taken some steps to investigate the level of chemical contamination in the city. Construction began on this research center, but it has since stopped due to disputes over financing. A $12 million hospital specializing in daily treatment for chemical attack survivors was supposed to open 6 years ago, but a lack of funds have kept the doors shut. Doctors with a German charity, the Jian Foundation, say without better chronic care, Halabja is facing a looming public health crisis.
In 2010, the severity of the cases were not like now. Now they are severely affected.
With so many desperate for better care, Lookman, who also heads the Victims Association, is helping survivors fight for financial compensation. They call the attack an act of genocide. A $10 billion lawsuit is being filed in Kurdish court against German, French, and other Western companies that survivors say were complicit by knowingly providing chemicals to Saddam Hussein.
ئێمە خەڵکێک نین حەز لە کوشتن و بڕینەکەین ئێمە ئەمانەوێت دادپەروەری دروست بێت.
Ali and thousands of other survivors are still fighting for their lives and for justice. 3 decades after the brutal chemical gas attack on Halabja.